the annals of the 20th century, 1 year and 1 year alone stands as the very pinnacle of humankind's contribution to history. A year of progress and plenty, of faith and invention, a year for fulfillment of the bold and hopeful promises that had challenged our entire planet. Then there was 1958. 1958, a year that would eventually, irreversibly, change the course of 1957. This show is about 3 outstanding artists who found themselves in unusual circumstances in the year 1958. Touch of Evil, arguably the best film of the year, opened on the second half of a drive-in double bill. Meanwhile, the film's writer, director, and star, Orson Welles, soured by his extremely rocky relationship with Hollywood, was banished from the Universal lot. Little is known about his actual daily doings, but after retreating with his family to Europe, and between acting stints, he would toil to varying degrees of success in pursuit of funds for very personal artistic projects.
Ah, I see you have a Cointreau.
Oui, would monsieur préfère?
No, not now. I'll consider it for dessert. Depends on your salted bucco, of course.
Oh, but monsieur...
Yes, bring me that. With some cornichon and some spinach. I just feel like spinach, a craving.
Would monsieur like his spinach?
Oh, I don't care how you do it. On the side, you know.
With garlic perhaps?
No garlic. I might be having company. Butter. And where's your bread, old man? Your warm buns. You're famous for them.
Regrettably, monsieur, we do not serve les chignons until dinner time. This is the luncheon hour.
Well, so it's lunch. But more importantly, it's my lunch.
But monsieur...
Oh, now, Emile, you know very well that whenever I visit your City of Lights, I come here. The food is marvelous. And though I appreciate your keeping the tourists at bay, I grow weary of your arbitrary kitchen rules. So unless you'd like me to tell the boss how you've personally chased away an international film star, may I strongly suggest that you drop this petty policy of tabletop tyranny and go get the buns. And a cheese plate. Pronto, old man. Oh, and a telephone.
Oh, but monsieur...
Now, don't worry, old man. As you know, I promised the boss yesterday I'd be making no more long-distance calls from my table. Now, didn't I? Huh? Well, then the telephone. Vite.
Monsieur?
I don't know who's cheaper, producers or restaurateurs. Oh. Hello. Busy right now. Sorry. Scram. All right, now, the number, yes. Matchbook with the red phoenix. Red phoenix. Well, what other color should a phoenix be? All right, here she is. Signora, the late, Ozymandias de Juaramio. Couldn't make that up. First name is Lorena. Well, that's better. And she's in, what's this? Luxembourg. Oh, that's not too far away. Hopefully. Oh, where's my phone? Emile! Oh, right on cue, old man. Oh, and how about another bottle of this, like a good chap?
Oui, monsieur.
All right, now, what exactly am I required to say? And what am I expected to say? Well, she adores Shakespeare, funds the local rep, that's right. So we discuss her funding my Falstaff. Good. Mustn't sound too eager about it, though. She'll think I'm desperate, which I am, naturally, thanks to those spitefully jealous, know-it-all idiot vandals who run Hollywood. No, I'll be coy with her. Carrot and stick. I'll mention the play in passing, the progress I'm making with it, the other backers. No, too obvious. Besides, what other backers? Better to brush it off, whet her appetite. Might even wait to see if Tony mentioned it. I'll just show her the stick, a fast glimpse of the magic wand, and she will hear what she wishes to hear and discover the carrot herself. Yes. Bonjour, operator. This is Orson Welles. You speak English, good. My French is a little rusty. Yes, I really am he, Cherie, and I'd like you to help me out a bit, if you will. I'd like to call Luxembourg as cheaply as possible. À bas prix. Oh, that is a trunk call. Yes, that's extra, I know. Well, in that case, I'll tell you what, let's make this a sort of game, shall we? I'm calling a lady, comprends-tu? Oui, je veux mademoiselle. Bon. Now, I want you to place this call, collect, to see if the lady will accept the charges. Follow me so far? Bien. Now, I'm going to pretend that you made a mistake, all right? Yes, I'm going to say, that's right, I'm going to say, oh, no, operator, I said call direct, not collect, words to that effect, you see. And then if she accepts the call, well, that'll be that. And if not, well, then stand by like a good girl, will you? And we'll figure something. Oh, the number. Well, I don't have that, but in Luxembourg City, the name is De Juaranyo. Q. Oh, well, if that's the only one you have, that must be it. So, yes, go ahead. Place the call. Oh, no, operator. I said call direct, not collect. Oh, but this is ridiculous. My apologies, please. Yes, I really am Orson Welles, but hold on. I'll call you back in a moment. Oh, no, it's no bother. I just... Oh, well, the girl insists on asking if you'll pay for the call. Oh, you will? Oh, but that's not necessary. I feel so awkward. A simple mistake and... Well, all right. Thank you, operator. Silly thing. I meant to charge this to my hotel room, naturally, but I do apologize, Senora de Juaranyo. I hope I'm not calling at an inconvenient time. Oh, you knew it was me. By my voice alone, eh? Yes, well, I suppose it is somewhat inimitable. And may I add, what a youthful, musical voice you have, Lorraine. Hoping you'll forgive me. I've always been partial to that name. In fact, at one point, my lady from Shanghai was to be called... Oh, well, yes. Let me tell you why I'm calling Cherie. Tony gave me your number. Said we had a lot in common. You know Tony, of course. Yes, that Tony. Yes. Well, at any rate, I'm calling from Paris. Making a film? Well, yes, I am, but, well, it's not as if I'm on the set exactly right now. You see, Zanuck has only just flown us all in from Africa, and now we're about to shoot the interiors at... Oh, no, it isn't Shakespeare by any means, nor one of my own, to be sure. Well, it's called Roots of Heaven, and, well, it's about elephants. No, I'm not the star. Still in demand? Well, yes, I'll take what I can get, although it's usually historical junk, pot boilers, soap operas, effluvia, stuff we could all do without. Oh, so nice of you to say so. Cain was my first labor of unrequited love. Dankeschön, danke. I did the best I could with both the Scottish play and the Moor, but now I feel ready for Sir John, ready for the theatre again. And it would only take a few thousand. Oh, that Tony, what a flatterer. Yes, well, I am proud of the progress I'm making with it. I'm calling it Chimes at Midnight, by the way, because there's a lot. Well, soon, I hope, and it's high time, too, because if I don't do it now, I'll never get it done. Well, yes, I'll be directing, of course. Well, I may end up producing the Falstaff, since so few others have shown any interest. You just wouldn't believe how devilishly difficult it's been trying to fund what will certainly be my next masterpiece for the stage. If only I could convince some patron or patroness of the arts, someone who could understand and appreciate. Well, if you'd like to get together for dinner soon to discuss it with me, I'd be only too happy. No, sorry, can't do that. As I said, I'm still doing this thing for Xanax, so, well, I can't leave town tonight. I'm on call in the morning. No, Tony isn't here with me right now. Oh, but yes, he has been such a wonderful help over the years. Yeah. Oh, this and that, makes connections, knows all the right people. Oh. Well, we all think we're one of the right people, don't we? One way or the other. No, not in society. In feeling justified. As an artist, I mean. Don't be foolish. Oh, there I go again. Sorry. You're right, too, of course. It really is who you know in this business. Lorena, forgive me for saying so, but you don't sound Spanish at all. You're from Luxembourg, aren't you? Belgium? Oh, well, I was close. So many beautiful women from Brussels, Antwerp, yes, of course. What a beautiful Spanish name your husband left you, De Juaronio. It sounds so Basque, not Spanish, right? Oh, is that so? A whole year, eh? No, I had no idea it had been that long. No, I never actually met your husband, Ozzy, but, well, I've always heard such wonderful things about what? What's that? No, I never heard of him either. Who's he? Oh, he's your current husband. I see. You don't mean it. You're having me on, aren't you? Did Tony put you up to the... Oh, he likes Shakespeare too, only not as much. I see. Tell me, Lorena, when was the last time you ran into Tony? Ah, at Ozzy's funeral. Yes, I thought so. Yes, I certainly will tell him. As a matter of fact, I might, What? What's that? Who's coming in? Oh, yes, Albert, your husband, of course. Yes, I'll wait. Your current husband? I've waited this long, I might as well. Oh, no, that's all right, don't put him on. I have to be going now anyway. I just thought it might be fun to call since Tony insisted, and, What? Oh, you would like to meet me? But, what about Albert? Oh, he's in the kitchen now, I see. Well, finally, I thought he'd never leave. So you really mean it? Wonderful, marvelous, when? Well, tonight would be fine, perfect, as long as Albert doesn't object. Oh, he'll be where? Did you say the Turkish bath? Oh, all night, eh? Oh, splendid, wonderbar. So I'll tell you what, let's get together tonight, just the two of us, at, may I suggest, a place called the Bistro di Giacomo. Lovely place, you know it? Yes, the awnings with the green stripes, that's the one. What time can you be here? There. Oh, well, 8 o'clock then. Yes, that would... Oh, no, don't be silly. No, it's my party, just the two of us. All right then, tonight at the Bistro di Giacomo at 8. Oui, si. Yeah, yes. And until then, auf Wiedersehen, Liebchen. Oh, brother. I deserve rotten tomatoes for that scene. But so did she. And money's money. And that's all it is. Until it can buy a dream. Ah! Emile, mon ami, put forth thy head, reach for the glorious gold, and gold were as good as 20 orators.
Oui, monsieur. Brilliant, monsieur.
Thank you, Emile. Sultan Bucco looks exquisite. Ham, in fact, never looked better. Spinach. No, leave that, please.
Oui, monsieur. Monsieur,
What now?
shall I charge your luncheon to the hotel?
Well, as it happens, old man, I'm expecting a windfall, a wonderful windfall. So you can just put all this on my tab, and dollars to donuts, we'll have a check by tonight. Tomorrow, the latest. Oh, let me have your pen and your order book. So you can get me that bottle I asked for, like a good chap, will you? And this is for the polka dot lady at the bar. Merci.
But, monsieur, that was the last bottle.
Last bottle of this?
Oui.
Well then, in that case, why don't you go see what else you might have that I'd like, old man? I won't be picky, I promise you. Maybe something a little better, eh? Oh, and later, champagne.
Champagne? Is monsieur staying?
Oh, yes, I will be staying for dinner. As a matter of fact, old man, dinner for two. And I don't even have to leave my table. Hello, Tony. Yes, it is I, your obedient servant. Yes, as a matter of fact, I finally did get around to calling her. Well, old man, to tell you the truth, now you owe me a favor. She remarried. Yes. Oh, no, don't worry. I'm still in the chips, if she is, that is. Oh, and the husband likes Shakespeare, too. I suppose I'll have to throw a party now. Oh, by the way, exactly how old is this merry ex-widow you touted to me? 70. What? Oh. Well, nevertheless, the show must go. Well, same to you, old man. All right, so listen seriously now. Here's what I need you to do. Call Hesselstein and see if he can't mention into the trunk where I currently am.
Not long afterwards, the World's Fair opened in Brussels, Belgium, and presently awarded its top film prize to Orson Welles' Touch of Evil, which was completed by Universal Studios after banning its writer-director star from the lot. Mr. Welles cheerfully accepted the accolade, but the executive who submitted his film for consideration was subsequently fired for doing so, shortly before the studio sold its backlot to MCA in 1958.
America's newest gift to the continent, the hula hoop craze, spreading like wildfire in lands already ravaged by rock and roll. This West German film documents the impact of the hoop, the hottest thing since the St. Vitus dance in the Middle Ages, and with much the same symptoms. From the bourgeois businessman to the bohemian ballerina, the craze hits regardless of class or social status. But looking at it from another viewpoint, the hoop-de-doo has its attractive aspects. In France, too, all the pretty girls have fallen for the hoopla, The swaying, rhythmic motion is not only good exercise, it's relaxing, so you tend to stay with it. Relaxing, it's downright hypnotic. Perhaps the prime candidate for Man of the Year was Charles de Gaulle. He returned to the premiership after France came to the brink of civil war when army forces and whitest settlers in strife-torn Algeria seized control and repudiated the Paris government. Given sweeping powers, the general decreed a vacation from politics for France while he prepared a new constitution. The Fifth Republic came into being with an overwhelming Gaullist majority in the new National Assembly. Once again, Charles de Gaulle was his nation's man of destiny.
All work and no play makes Hans a dull cop. A field day in Dortmund is the answer, entertainment for the taxpayer, and a busman's holiday for the Polizei, who get to show off their special skills in a sports setting. Oops, is his face red? Now for the case of the light-footed flatfoot. Good training for chasing culprits through back alleys. Is that a crime ring between his teeth? Ach, du Liebe. This is a new kind of sack race. Look at him go. It's terrific. A terrific quick change act. But a cop went in and the cop comes out. Grover's a real police dog, a member of the force and the star of the show. Oh, it's Carnival, and Via Reggio lives up to its long tradition of fabulous pre-Lenten festivals with a celebration that's more gargantuan, gala, and gaudy than any that have gone before. Via Reggio boasts that its carnival parade is the continent's greatest, and thousands of man-hours, millions of lira go to make it what it is, stupendous. There's no set theme, everything is satirized. The jungle, pagliacci, Sputniks, and well-known glamour gals, with background music by an enthusiastic 120-piece band. For 80,000 spectators, a carnival to remember. What is it that's round, made out of metal, and is 15 feet across? A house. A round house. Sounds silly, but actually it's very practical. Not only do the Germans who built them think so, they've found at least 3 people who agree in the Belgian Congo, which is where this demonstration model and 2 more are being shipped. All the comforts of home are neatly arranged inside the 4.5-ton sphere. Snug, but cozy. It's a home that there's no place quite like, so to speak. Say the German builders, sehr gemütlich. To translate, good things come in small packages. Still to be worked out are Western tactics for the top-level meeting on the problems of Germany that may well affect the course of current history. The talks involving Mr. Dulles, Foreign Secretary Lloyd, Mr. Macmillan, and Ike concluded with, quote, fine results. Crown Princess Beatrix rides with Prince Philip. Juliana's husband, Prince Bernhard, was ill, unable to attend the welcome. A joint appearance of the 2 queens sets Dutch crowds to cheering. An historic meeting, a warm expression of 2 nations' friendship. Spring is on the wing, and flying high are Parisian fashion photographers and models. In a busy whirl of bright new fabrics and très chic styles, this is a busy time, for theirs is a great responsibility. Says the old saw, 50 million Frenchmen can't be wrong. But in the world of fashions, 1 Frenchman can't be wrong if he's one of a handful of top designers. Guy Laroche, who styled this collection, rates with them, and for style-conscious femmes everywhere, the very course of their lives will be governed by what goes on here. It looks like the French are on the right track. More girl, less sack. An idea with a good deal of that je ne sais pas. From here, it looks good.
As you've just seen, it was a tumultuous year. In Cuba, there was revolution, and the luxurious Havana Hilton opened just in time for the island nation to trade dictators, as Fidel Castro's communist rebels expelled President Juan Batista and took control. Shortly thereafter, on their way to a celebrity golf tournament, former MGM series star Johnny Weissmuller and his colleagues were accosted by Castro's insurrectionists. But when they realized that he was in fact the celebrated screen Tarzan, which he proved by beating his chest and demonstrating his famous yell, not only did Mr. Weissmuller and his fellow celebrities escape potential detainment or harm, but Castro's rebels gave them a military escort to the tournament, proving that Tarzan was not only Lord of the Apes, but the gorillas too. Another film star appeared that year in a sci-fi movie with a horror bent that took the nation by storm. So let's look in on an atypical college lecture he may have given about the weird circumstances surrounding one scene of this film, including audiovisual enhancements.
Hello, I'm Vincent Price. And I go mad for a living! Oh, blissful insanity. To know that every day I can scatter my marbles all over again. In fact, I'm going nuts right now. Oh, it's so much fun and so easy to lose my mind. Well, it's rather small and rather easy to lose in the first place, as a matter of fact. But how, you didn't ask, did I come to acquire this dubious distinction? It was the day that I, Vincent Price, son of star of Dragonwyck, Laura, and son of Sinbad, first encountered the fly. Oh, it all began one dark and stormy night in Washington, D.C., where the search for sacrificial political scapegoats was sweeping anew across the land, all the way to the haunted hills of Hollywood. The House of Un-American Activities Committee that dripped blood had already blacklisted the Hollywood 10 and had turned them into non-working zombies. Oh, Lord, it was terrifying. And I, too, felt the gnawing dread that I would be next. And I was. So before I knew it hit me, I'd been gray-listed. And not just because I looked spiffy and gray. Well, it wasn't as horrifying as being blacklisted, that's true, but I had been caught in the gun sights of tail gunner Joe McCarthy. Thus, I was compelled to plead my case that my only contact with those revolting Reds was through my connections to the international art world, and completely accidental, which happened to be true. As a result, however, I lost a lot of work for almost 2 years. 2 long, horrid and horrible years. Oh, these were dark days indeed. But an actor must eat, and in my case, eat well. So I occupied myself on the lecture circuit, including fine film schools like yours, and giving after-dinner speeches and even doing game shows discussing fine art. In the meantime, however, I plotted and planned my revenge. I swore to myself and to my family that from that day forward, I would take any damn job they ever offered me again. From now on, I would do anything asked of me, no matter how foolish or bizarre. Yes, I was about to go mad for good. Well, for the rest of my career, at least. And so, because I had starred in the box office horror champ House of Wax a few years earlier, which wasn't even the first time I'd gone mad, I was asked to take a role in 20th Century Fox's The Fly, which was, of course, the greatest film ever made. Because at the time I needed the money. Well, it was about an experiment in teleportation gone horribly wrong with the head and arm of a not-so-mad scientist, not played by me for a change, being switched with that of a common housefly. But I didn't care what it was. I cheered out loud. I was back in the movies, baby! Yet, to everyone's shock and dismay, The Fly turned out to be the most popular and critically acclaimed thriller of the year, somehow. In fact, they're still buzzing about it today. But along the way, the worst possible thing had happened during the filming of that movie's climax. Oh, why beat around the bush? Let me try to recreate the scene for you, shall I? Even though the telling of it will probably, drive me mad all over again! To set the stage, imagine we're at a suburban location, the final scene taking place outdoors in broad daylight, no kidding. Besides the director, Kurt Newman, and myself, and the crew, there was my colleague and co-star, Herbert Marshall. Well, we had just wrapped a shot wherein my little nephew had informed me that he had finally spotted the strange fly with the white head and arm out in the garden, trapped in a spider's web. It didn't help much that the web itself was completely phony. I mean, look at it. Oh well, if I ended up chewing the scenery, I could always floss with that. But by now, I feared that I would never be working again. So if it's going to be horror films, I said to Bart, well, here I am. And Bart, that's Herbert Marshall, said, yes, here we are. So there we were on the set, and Kurt, the director, came out and rehearsed us for our reaction shot to the fly, whom we now discover screaming in the web as the spider draws nearer and nearer, eventually engulfing his head, prompting Inspector Sharris, that's Bart, to pick up the big phony white rock and smash them both to pulp. Well, that's showbiz, I said. And we went to our marks. I had the first line, and I was ready. And Kurt told us that to help us get in the mood, what we were going to hear was the voice of the fly. They had pre-recorded his pathetic screams of the damned in audio, you see. So he asked us to crouch a bit. So here we are, crouching, staring incredulously at the web. And then it's lights, camera, action. And I said, there, Inspector, you see? I've been telling you that my brother is still alive. Ah, monsieur, I see what you mean. I have doubted your word all along, but... And then we heard... And Bart and I looked at each other and went absolutely mad. We couldn't stop laughing. So Kurt said, cut. And I said, what was that? So Kurt explained, well, that was it. That was it, the fly. He is very tiny, you see. So the voice has been pitched mechanically very high. We apologized, of course, and Bart said, oh, but it's so asinine, so juvenile. I thought this was a horror film, Kurt. He said, no, it's science fiction. I said, well, right now it's a comedy, isn't it? So then Bart said, oh, we'll get over it, Kurt. It's just a fit of the giggles. Happens to the best of us. Kurt understood and assured us that everything in these final, horrible moments would all come off quite differently. So we took a moment to collect ourselves, and then, bless us. So we concentrated again, crouching and staring at the web, trying to keep straight faces for this ridiculous scene. This is take 2. Speed and, remember, it's horrible. Action! There, Inspector, you see, I've been telling you that my brother is still alive.
Ah, monsieur, I see what you mean. I have doubted your word all along, but...
All right, cut. Oh, that voice. Kurt, it's too much. Gentlemen, please, he said. I know you can do this. You are professionals. I realize you are used to more realistic plots. And I said, hey, I'm going to plot. Sorry. And Kurt said, you know, you are beginning to hurt my feelings. And Bart said, no, Kurt, we wouldn't hurt a fly. Well, after take 7, or was it 17, we were unable to continue without howling like schoolboys. And by this time, Kurt is about to go mad for a living. At least let me in on the joke, please. Well, we didn't know what to say, so Bart said, stop looking at me. Vincent is looking at me while we're doing it. I can't do this while he's looking at me. And I said, he's looking at me. Make him stop, make him stand. He said, stop looking at each other. And I said, Kurt, please, can't we try this once without the voice? It's just too silly. And he said, no, I need you to react to the horror of the voice. I need to see your faces hearing the voice. So, without thinking about it, speed, we're rolling, action, go. There, Inspector, you see? I've been telling you that my brother is still alive.
Yeah, but sure. I see what you mean. I've doubted your word all along, but...
All right, laugh yourselves out. Go ahead. Oh, but Kurt, honestly, I said, we really are sorry. Believe us. Oh, but we'll get it right this time. After all, Bart, we've both worked with Jack Warner, Alfred Hitchcock, and Betty Davis. We're not going to let this squeaky little voice defeat us, are we? No, we are professionals. We can do this, so let's prove it. Kurt, this will be the take. We promise, absolutely. I believe you, gentlemen. So, let us begin again. We have speed, lights, and never mind the slate, we'll back slate, and action. There, Inspector, you see, I've been telling you that my brother is still alive.
Ah, monsieur, I see what you mean. I have doubted your word all along, but...
After approximately 20 takes, the scene was eventually finished, and eventually, The Fly earned back more than 7 times its budget, spawned 2 sequels, a remake with a sequel, and a prosperous second career for Vincent Price as the new king of horror films. Producer-director Kurt Newman never lived to see his film's subsequent successes, however, having died around the time of its initial release in 1958. Meanwhile, in the world of music, the most popular songs of the year definitively demonstrated the soaring intellect of the music industry and the American public alike, with songs like this.
Presley no longer has that rock and roll beat. The tempo is 1, 2, 3, 4 for Private Presley. He's at Camp Chaffee, Arkansas, beginning his 2-year Army hitch courtesy of the Memphis Draft Board. Like any ex-civilian raw recruit, the king of rock and roll will be keeping time to non-hip bugle calls. Involuntarily retired, the gyrating guitarist's departure from the public eye left his blue jean fans all shook up, so we hear. But Elvis doesn't seem to mind at all. Vice President and Mrs. Nixon toured South America and encountered rabid anti-Americanism, touched off by political ferment and economic troubles. Caracas mobs attacked Mr. Nixon in his car in a shocking climax to his tour. Earlier, communist-led mobs in Peru had stoned the vice president.
Meet Peggy, very perky in polka dots. The bikini is still with us. Brooke wears the newest in a striped knit material with deep cutouts over the hip. A little naughty? Maybe, but nice. Away from the swimming pool, another kind of sportswear is in order. Trim, crisp ensembles also fashioned in wash and wear, no ironing fabrics. Light and bright, a feast for the eyes. Especially when the sights are this scenic. We're talking about fashions, remember, so forget the girls. Concentrate on the summer sports and cruise creations, all in the new Miracle Fibers.
Elections, Russian style, for the Soviet Parliament. All candidates are nominated by the Communist Party, and majorities of 99% plus are tallied for leaders, such as Anastas Mikoyan, deputy premier, and party boss Khrushchev. Even Khrushchev failed to get 100% support. One reason, some courageous souls cast blank ballots. Yet not permitted. But Khrushchev had good reason to smile. With or without elections, he was more firmly than ever in the driver's seat, supreme ruler of all the USSR.
As 1958 began, America sent aloft its first Earth satellite, the Explorer, drawing abreast of Soviet science with 3 more successful launchings during the year. Then in December, an Atlas ballistic missile guided itself into orbit to become by far the biggest artificial moon. Even more impressive, it carried a tape recording broadcasting to the world the president's message of peace.
It seems that teenagers are the same the world over. The place, Tokyo, the faces, Japanese, but the music and the antics are strictly rock and roll. Wild music with the monotonous beat has caught on astonishingly in Japan, except they call it rockabilly, because it combines the best features of rock and roll and hillbilly music. The old romantic theme of Go Men Asai is drowned out by Go Man, Go! Real gone. Gary Player of South Africa hauled out, the leader with 287. But Bolt, coming up behind, shook off the pressure and finished with a winning 283.
Old soldiers fade away, but old M47 tanks stay massive as ever. So if you have an old frame house that you want demolished fast, take a tip from the New Jersey contractor who's handling this job. A surplus tank is a lot less expensive than a bulldozer and even more brutal. Expensive to rock heavy. You only get half a mile to a gallon, but this is only a half-mile job. Through the house and back a few times. Talk about a bull in a china shop.
In the wonderful world of fashion, when the calendar says winter, it's time to think of spring. And in England, as everywhere else, the ladies are looking beyond the equinox, and the designers are on hand with new styles to suit one and all. Getting down to fundamentals, these nylon petty briefs are being introduced to England, a trim foundation for any spring wardrobe. Now for the most important part of any spring ensemble, the bonnet, the topper, the hat, and the giddier, the gayer, the frothier, the better. The wind sock in pale pink straw, a zippy new version of an old Dutch style. Pink champagne is the title given this collection. They're intoxicating, they go to your head, and they go on the luxury side of the budget. But what does money matter when milady flips her lid?
As 1958 draws to a close, we leave you with undoubtedly the most interesting personality of that year, if not the century. He was an American vaudevillian comic who affected a British accent and used it as contrast to his retelling of stories in the language of jazz. Some call it jive talk. He called it the hip semantic. Tangled in the fringes of fame throughout his career, his success was yet to come. Yet he was the symbol of the end of an era, and the generations that followed, including some of its most influential artists, measured his work by the resonance of his timeless optimism, his very heart and soul. Most echoes merely fade away, but his have only grown ever stronger ever since. We now invite you to settle back, if you can, and enjoy the wild and wondrous, absurd and irresistible, utterly unique phenomenon to be the hip messiah himself, Lord Buckley.
Oh, yes, Lady Curl. I know what day it is indeed, and I shall be with you directly. You're looking ravishing tonight, as usual, of course. Oh, yes, the full amount, last month too, and I shall be with you in just a moment. Patience, my dear, patience, patience. I should hope the witch is out of earshot by now. Sir Stuart, dear boy. So, Stuart, dear boy, how did your movie gig go last week? Brilliant, I trust. And they paid you on time as usual? Of course they did, you're such a talent. So I wonder if I might ask of you a boon, a special favor. I wonder if it might be possible that you go upstairs, see you, then give it a turn, the bus is my back friend for about 6 months, and if you can, if you're not, then give it a shot. And then, of course, I shall slap you back next week, of course. My solid oath. Groovy, Jack, we're back on track. Lady Buckley, my love, have we all been served?
Yes, my lord.
Solid, exemplary. And of course, other refreshments shall be available a bit later. Oh, what a wonderful magical you gave us, my dear. Magical, in fact. And in the voice of the morning dove, no less. A work of art. And you, Sir Larry, a superb recitation, one worthy of Wordsworth. We nearly wept for joy. Friend, good to success. Lords and ladies, your attention, please, as we summon Sir Stuart to approach the throne, currently out for upholstering. And so, since special favors deserve special rewards, by all the powers vested in me, by the great sweet swinging Naz, and all of us present, I hereby dub thee Prince Stuart Whitman, banisher of witches. For a full 7 days at least. And now that you have all performed so wonderfully, I shall now present the piece that you have all requested. And it's been about a month since I've done it, so I dare say I could use the practice, Jack. My lords and my ladies of the royal court, a word to give to the movement. The scene of the Alvar Nunez Cabeza de Vaca. Now, he was a soldier for Ferdinand I of Spain, and he was sent to the New World after Bullion, and he flipped, and he said, in order to know what it means to have nothing, you must have nothing! And that's what he had in spades. Now, through the story, he gave me the knowledge of the healing of the hands. And I want you all to dig it deeply. Here's the way it goes down in hip. Now, you all heard about Vasco da Gama, the island bumper. Well, he was a history cat with a big fat press agent. He'd say, da Gama bump on the number 1, boom, put it in the book. Da Gama bump on the number 2, boom, put it in the book. But there was another cat jumping at the same time that had a lean press agent that cut this first cat to shreds, and they called him Alva Nunez que Beza de Vaca Gasa. He was a warrior stud for Ferdinand I of Spain. And Ferdinand I of Spain was the ball-in king. He liked to see the juice flowing and the chicks going, the good times jumping. He's carrying on all the time. He's the kind of cat that stick his head. We got to the castle window in the early bright and say, "Look at Princess Liberty this morning. She looked pretty cuckoo today." Said, "Give that chick another castle." Said, "We ain't got no more castles, Your Majesty." Said, "Build her one. Don't stand there like a idiot." As a consequence, he's a little short of cash. So it was Alvar Nunez Quebeza de Vaca the Gasa's misfortune to go with the square captain on a 3-ship convoy, ran into a short tilt on the far side, and blew the whole gig on the beach in Florida in 1510. And Florida in 1510 was Crocodile City. You couldn't sit, stoop, or slop. There's snap, snapping all over the place. And every bug in the jungle is dive-bombing these poor cats. And the ones that ain't dive-bombing is hitchhiking rides on them. And they are beat, bent, flap, trapped, and de-gigged. In case you don't know what that means no job. It's a pretty bad thing, you know. So it was Alvar Nunez Quebeza de Vaca da Gasa, a buddy cat, a moor, and a parrot. The parrot had the best go of the whole lick. He had that feather overcoat. The other poor suds didn't even have a Union oil map, but they went stomping down the beach. They didn't know where they was going, but they knew where they wasn't it? So to show you how hung up they was, they stomped all over Texas. Then they turned around and stomped all the way to North Dakota in 1510. And then they turned around and stomped all the way to Mexico City. And when they got to Mexico City, Alvar Nunez Quebeza de Vaca da Gasa sat down to knock a note on Ferdinand I to hip him where he'd been goofing all this time. Only took him 8 years. Little Sunday afternoon flip, you know. So he says, "Your Majesty," he's writing a letter, he says, "I've suffered from pavement rash. He said, I've been billed, willed, and twilled. He said, I've been flung, wanged, and loomed. He said, I've been hung up and jammed up and framed up and slapped and stacked up and backed up and macked up and racked up. But he said, I never dug no jazz like this last riff you put me on." He said, "My buddy cats and me were in such a sad bind, we were breathing in staccato to keep the pilot light lit." He said, "We're just about ready to give up the whole gig," and he ran into an Indian village. The Gasser said, "Well, I'll go in here and sound the chief, maybe get a couple buckets of acorns, and maybe we'll find out where we is. We might not find out who we is, but that might help a little bit." He no sooner gets that out, and here comes the chief, and he say, "Me see you big god, me know. You come big ship, he got white wing, he go sky. Okay, good, you come. You got good miracle wig. Me got buddy cat, he have a little trouble, 17 crocodile. Okay, you good, you miracle wig, you got big wing, you fix him up, put him on the feet. Me give you a couple buckets, acorns, maybe 2, 3 squaw, okay? He ain't even slipped the cat in a bisco up to now." And the cat that he's asking to get straightened out is in very delicate condition indeed. He is not on the razor's edge. He's on the horn of the scorn. That's a wing-fitting station, Jack. I mean, this cat is on his way out, and the gas is used to taking him out, not bringing him in. So he didn't know anything about making an appeal, but they didn't call him Alvar Nunez Quebeza de Vaca da Gasa for nothing. He fell down on his knees, and he made a connection that shook the peninsula. I'm telling you, he moved him. He fell down on his knees. He said, "Lord, this is Alvar Nunez Quebeza de Vaca da Gasa sounding to you, Lord. No use in looking for me in the book, you won't find me there, Lord. He said, I've been blowing for Ferdinand I in another part of the field, Lord. He said, I know that you're busy. I can see your switchboard is littered with calls all over the world. Help me, Lord, straighten me here, do this, do this. He said, I wouldn't be sounding to you now, Lord, if I wasn't in such a serious bind, Lord. But if you'd just do me this one little favor, Lord, and straighten out the chief's buddy cat, Lord. Though I've never blown a note for you before in my life, Lord. You got yourself a boy." And he looks out the corner of his eye. Had a pretty tough run up that ladder, didn't I? Looked out the corner of his eye, saw the cat that he was praying for sit up and say, "Which hand do we eat?" And he blew about 200 beautiful miracles right across the land. There was even one stud under the rug for 4 days, put the gasser on him, blew him up on his feet. I'm telling you, this history. Dig this jazz. And it's some beautiful jazz. And at the end of the letter, Alvar Nunez Cabeza de Vaca da Gasa said, Your Majesty, I'm hip that you're a great swinging king with a fat book, but I said I want to knock a page on it. He said, I've found out on this expedition that there is a great power within, which when used in beauty and immaculate purity can cure and heal and cause miracles. And he said when you use it, it spreads like a magic garden. And when you do not use it, it recedes from you. Alvar Nunez Cabeza de Vaca de Gasa, 1510. Yet more historical proof, my lords and my ladies, that flowers, the gorgeous, mystic, multicolored flowers, are not the true flowers of life. People are the true flowers of life. And it has been a most precious privilege to have temporarily strolled through your garden. So much for coming tonight, the most important night of all, and because you're all here. Thank you so much for being here tonight, all of you, all my buddies, all my buddy cats. I'll see you all out in the lobby in just a few minutes. I want to thank Amit Edelman. I want to thank Stephen Pope. I want to thank David Barlia, our lovely French waiter, Caroline, Gollum, Martin Olson, my partner in time, and all of you. Thanks again. I'll see you out there shortly. And Trisha Alaskey just snuck it in the last minute.